Have you ever woken up and thought, why am I feeling so tired, even after a full night's sleep? Or maybe you've wondered, quietly to yourself, is this just what getting older feels like? Let me tell you something important. Aging is natural, yes, but feeling drained, achy, or foggy every morning doesn't have to be. You still have the power to feel strong, steady, and full of life each day, especially if you start your morning the right way. Now, I'm not talking about a complicated routine with fancy equipment or waking up at 4 a.m. No. What I'm about to share with you are 5 small habits, simple, down-to-earth things, that you can do every single morning to help your body stay younger, your energy stay stronger, and your heart keep ticking smoothly even as the years roll on. These habits come from science, yes, but also from real people around the world who are living well into their 90s and beyond, still walking, laughing, gardening, even dancing. So if you've ever said to yourself, I want to enjoy life, not just survive it, you're going to want to stick with me through this video. And here's a little secret. The 4th habit we'll talk about? It takes just 30 seconds. That's it. But its impact on your heart, your brain, and your stress levels might surprise you. So settle in. Maybe pour yourself a glass of water, because that's where we're about to begin. Oh, and before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. What's your own favorite way to start the morning? Drop a comment below, share your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to Health 365 for more helpful tips to keep you strong, happy, and thriving in this beautiful chapter of life. Now then, let's gently step into the first habit. Let's start with something incredibly simple, but surprisingly powerful. The very first thing your body needs when you wake up isn't coffee. It's not breakfast. It's not even a stretch. It's water. Think about it. Your body has just spent 7 or 8 hours, hopefully, without a single sip. That's a long time for your brain, your heart, your muscles, your kidneys, and even your skin to go without any hydration. And for seniors, especially, that's a big deal. You see, as we age, our bodies naturally lose a bit of their ability to signal thirst properly. That means it's easy to become slightly dehydrated without even realizing it. And the effects? They show up in sneaky ways. You might feel dizzy when you stand. Your joints may feel stiff. You might even have trouble focusing or feel a little irritable. All of those little signs, dry mouth, dry skin, morning headaches, can be your body saying, please, I need water. Now here's the encouraging part. Studies from the National Institutes of Health have shown that well-hydrated adults tend to age more gracefully. In fact, in one major study, people who were even just a little underhydrated, within normal range, were shown to have a 21% higher risk of early death compared to those who drank enough. That's a big number for something as simple as a glass of water. Let me tell you about Mr. Lawrence, a cheerful 67-year-old retired teacher I worked with a few years ago. He was always complaining of afternoon fatigue and had trouble sleeping through the night. But after adding just one habit, drinking a full glass of room-temperature water within 10 minutes of waking, he noticed he was feeling more clear-headed, less achy, and even sleeping better. He told me it felt like greasing the engine before a long drive. That stuck with me. And here's a little traditional wisdom for you. In Ayurveda, the ancient Indian system of medicine, people have been drinking warm water first thing in the morning for centuries. They believe it helps wake up the gut, flush out toxins, and kickstart digestion. Whether you believe in energy flow or just like to keep things regular, there's no doubt that warm water does feel soothing and helps things move along. So what can you do? It's simple. Keep a glass or small bottle of water next to your bed. As soon as you sit up in the morning, take a few slow sips. You don't have to gulp it down. Just gently rehydrate your body. And if plain water isn't your favorite, try adding a slice of lemon. Or warm it up slightly if cold water upsets your stomach. Some people even add a teaspoon of chia seeds for a fiber boost, though that part's totally optional. The point is, make hydration your first act of kindness toward your body every day. You'll feel the difference. You really will. Now, once you've had that first glass of water and your body is slowly waking up, there's something else you can give it. Not food just yet, but light. Beautiful, natural light. Ready to hear why that matters so much? Let's walk outside together, into the next habit. Now that your body is gently rehydrated, let's step into something just as nourishing, though it doesn't come from a bottle or a pill. It comes from the sky. Morning sunlight. You might be surprised by how powerful just a few minutes of early daylight can be. It's not just about feeling the warmth on your skin or enjoying the quiet of the morning. It's actually a message, a signal, to your entire body that the day has begun. And that signal, it sets off a cascade of healthy responses that can help you live longer, sleep better, and even feel more emotionally balanced. Let me explain how it works. Inside your brain is a tiny structure called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. A bit of a mouthful, I know, but it acts like your body's internal clock. It needs light to stay on track. Specifically, morning light. When the light hits your eyes, yes, even through closed eyelids while you're sitting on the porch, it tells your body, wake up. It's daytime now. And that turns down melatonin, your sleep hormone, while boosting cortisol, your daytime energy hormone, but in a healthy, gentle way. The result? Your body clock stays in rhythm. You sleep better at night. You digest food more smoothly during the day. Your mood stays more even. And over the long haul, these benefits really stack up. Now here's the kicker. Research from Sweden tracked tens of thousands of people over 20 years. Those who avoided the sun had double the risk of death from all causes compared to those who got regular sunlight. That's right, double. Even accounting for the small risk of skin cancer, the benefits of moderate sun exposure clearly outweighed the risks. And in the places where people live the longest, Ikaria, Greece, Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, sunlight isn't something they seek, it's just part of life. They wake with the sunrise. They sit on their porches. They tend to their gardens. There's no morning routine planned around light. It's simply built into how they live. So what does this mean for you? You don't need to go hiking or sunbathe like you're on a beach vacation. All it takes is 10 to 15 minutes of natural light in the morning. You can sit by a window with your cup of tea. You can step out onto the balcony. If you have a garden or a little green space, even better. Let your skin soak in that gentle light, especially your face and forearms if you can. And just breathe. Speaking of which, there's something truly magical that happens when you combine morning light with a few gentle movements. Think of it like slowly warming up your engine before a drive. That's exactly what we're going to talk about next. But first, one more story. A lovely woman I spoke to recently, named Eleanor, she's 91, lives in California, told me that every morning she walks her dog just as the sun rises. It's my favorite part of the day, she said. I feel alive again. That's the kind of peace and strength I wish for you too. Now that the sun has kissed your face and you've taken in the light of the day, let's move into motion. Just a little. Just enough to wake the body with care. Are you ready? Let's explore the next habit, gentle movement before breakfast. Now that the sunlight has touched your face and your body's had its first glass of water, there's something else it's quietly asking for, movement. Not a workout. Not heavy lifting or fancy yoga. Just a little motion. A small signal that says, I'm awake and I'm ready. You see, your muscles, joints, and circulation don't just turn on by themselves. Especially after 60, Our bodies need a little nudge to get going. That's where gentle movement comes in. It might be as simple as walking around your house, doing a few arm swings, stretching your back, or taking 5 minutes to sweep the front porch. But the effect on your health, it's far from small. In fact, researchers have found that just a bit of low-intensity activity in the morning can help improve blood flow, lower blood pressure, boost metabolism, and even wake up the brain. One review of studies in older adults found that regular walking, yes, just walking, significantly reduced the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and cognitive decline. Not only that, but people who made walking a habit were also less likely to fall or lose their independence later in life. And it's not just about preventing problems. It's about feeling good. That light stretch you do while still in your pajamas? That's not just loosening your joints, it's telling your nervous system, everything is okay. We're safe. Let's have a good day. I remember talking to Mr. David, a 79-year-old grandfather who starts every morning by walking out to his mailbox and back, just 10 minutes round trip. He doesn't rush. He doesn't try to burn calories. He just moves. He told me, it's like my little handshake with the day. And it works. He says his knees feel more limber, his back doesn't ache the way it used to, and perhaps most importantly, he feels proud of himself before breakfast. That feeling, that little sense of control and confidence, that's worth more than any medication. Now, if walking isn't easy for you, there are other beautiful options. Seated stretches, arm circles, rolling your shoulders, or a few gentle moves from Tai Chi or Qigong, those flowing, graceful movements you may have seen in parks. These are treasures of longevity in Chinese culture, practiced daily by millions of elders. One study even found that people over 60 who practiced Tai Chi regularly had better balance and agility than people decades younger. And if you're not sure where to begin, here's something you can try tomorrow morning. As soon as you've had your water and maybe opened the curtains for some sunlight, stand near a chair or countertop for support. Slowly roll your shoulders back 5 times. Then forward 5 times. Gently twist side to side. Take a deep breath. That's it. That's your beginning. And you've already won. Because movement is about telling your body, I'm still here. I still care. And every day you do that, you're sending your cells, your heart, even your brain, the message that life is still in motion. And once your body's warmed up, your blood is flowing, and your heart has found its rhythm, we move into a habit that is so short, yet so powerful. It might just change how your entire nervous system responds to stress. It only takes 30 seconds. Yes, you heard me right. Just half a minute. But what it can do for your brain, your blood pressure, even your sleep, is nothing short of amazing. Ready to discover what that is? Let's take a breath and move on to the next habit. Take a breath with me. Not a shallow one like we often take when we're rushing or worrying, but a real, deep breath. In through the nose. Hold for just a moment, and slowly out through the mouth. How do you feel? Maybe a little calmer? Maybe more grounded? That's the power of your breath. And here's something remarkable. Just 30 seconds of intentional breathing each morning can do more for your heart, your nerves, and even your aging brain than many people realize. See, as we grow older, stress doesn't always show up as racing thoughts. Sometimes it hides in our shoulders, in tight jaws, in restless sleep, or in that feeling that the world is moving just a little too fast. But breathing, slow, steady, conscious breathing, is like flipping a switch. It activates the part of your nervous system called the parasympathetic system, the one responsible for rest, digestion, and recovery. Science backs this up in a big way. A study published in Frontiers in Psychology found that older adults who practiced slow breathing, even for a single session, had significantly higher heart rate variability. That's a fancy way of saying their hearts were more resilient and calm, and lower anxiety. What's even more interesting? The older participants actually had a stronger response than the younger ones. Their bodies were more ready to soak up the benefits. And that's not all. Other research has shown that practicing deep breathing daily, even for just a minute or two, can gently lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and even improve memory over time. Now, I want to tell you about Mr. Arturo, an 84-year-old gentleman from New Mexico who swears by his morning breath ritual. Every morning, before reading the paper or making breakfast, he sits on the edge of his bed, places one hand on his chest and the other on his belly, and takes 5 slow breaths, counting 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 6 seconds out. "It's my way of telling my heart, we're in no rush today," he once told me, with a smile that said everything. And you don't need to sit cross-legged or light incense. You don't need an app or a timer. You just need you. So here's something you can try tomorrow, right after your gentle movement or even while you're soaking in that morning sunlight. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes if you like. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Count to 4. Hold it for 4 seconds. Then breathe out gently through your mouth for a count of 6. Do that for 5 rounds. It takes just 30 seconds. And yet, those 30 seconds can shape the rhythm of your entire morning. Less tension. Less brain fog. And over time, yes, over weeks and months, it helps your nervous system stay younger, calmer, and more resilient. And here's something beautiful. This kind of breathing isn't new. In fact, ancient healing traditions around the world, like Ayurveda and yoga, have been teaching this for thousands of years. They called it pranayama. We can call it a moment of peace. Whatever you name it, the result is the same: a stronger heart, a calmer mind, and a body that feels more at ease. Now, as we step out of this moment of calm, your body has been hydrated, bathed in sunlight, moved gently, and grounded with breath. You've given it light, air, and motion. There's just one more gift to offer it. Something warm, something delicious, and something that can protect your muscles and mind for years to come. Let's head to the kitchen for the final habit, and perhaps the most satisfying one yet. Let's imagine it's 8 a.m. You've had your water. You've stepped into the morning light. You've moved your body gently, breathed deeply. Now comes that familiar part of the day, the one that feels comforting, satisfying, and full of possibilities. Breakfast. But this isn't just about filling your belly. It's about fueling your future. Because the truth is, what you eat, and when, matters more than many people realize. Especially after 60. You see, after we cross that 60-year mark, our bodies begin to change in subtle ways. One of the most important: we start losing muscle mass more easily. It's something called sarcopenia, and it can creep in quietly over the years, making us feel weaker, more tired, and less steady on our feet. But here's the good news: we can fight it. And it starts with breakfast. Studies have shown that older adults who eat more protein at breakfast, instead of loading it all at lunch or dinner, have better muscle strength, more energy, and even sharper minds. One study from Japan found that seniors who shifted their protein to earlier in the day actually had stronger grips and more lean body mass than those who ate protein later. And that's not all. A 9-year study in China discovered that older adults who had more protein, and even a little healthy fat, at breakfast experienced less cognitive decline over time. Their memories stayed sharper. Their minds stayed younger. So what does that look like on your plate? Well, it doesn't have to be fancy. Think a couple of eggs, a small bowl of Greek yogurt, a slice of whole grain toast with nut butter, or even a warm bowl of oatmeal sprinkled with seeds and berries. You're looking for a mix of protein to feed your muscles and keep you full, and fiber to keep your gut happy and your blood sugar steady. Fiber is one of those quiet heroes. It helps slow digestion, so you don't get those mid-morning energy crashes. It feeds your good gut bacteria, which are now known to play a huge role in everything from inflammation to mood to longevity. And fiber-rich diets are a trademark of nearly every blue zone on Earth, from the black beans in Costa Rica's Nicoya Peninsula to the lentils and barley of Sardinia. Let me tell you about Maria. She's 93, lives in a small town in southern Italy, and still picks her tomatoes fresh every morning. Her breakfast: a boiled egg, a small piece of rye bread drizzled with olive oil, and a handful of figs or berries from her garden. Simple, wholesome, and as she says, it makes my body feel like it's already done something good. You can do the same. Maybe start with just a little change. Swap out white toast for sprouted grain bread. Add a spoonful of chia or flaxseed to your oatmeal. Include a boiled egg or a dollop of nut butter. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be consistent. And remember, when you feed your body with the right kind of breakfast, you're not just avoiding hunger. You're giving your muscles what they need to stay strong, your brain what it needs to stay sharp, and your whole system the steady, grounded energy to carry you through your day. So tomorrow morning, as the sun peeks through your curtains and the quiet hum of life begins again, take a moment to savor that first bite. Know that it's not just a meal, it's a message. A message to your body that says, I care. I'm here. I'm not done living yet. Now, as we bring all of these beautiful habits together, let's wrap up with a gentle reminder and a little inspiration for the journey ahead. So here we are, back where we started, at the beginning of a brand new morning. But this time, maybe things feel a little different. Now you know that the first sip of water isn't just about quenching thirst, it's about renewing every cell in your body. You know that letting the sunlight kiss your skin isn't just pleasant. It's a quiet act of healing, a way of keeping your internal clock strong and steady. You've seen how just a few slow stretches or a walk to the mailbox can protect your heart, your joints, even your confidence. How a few deep breaths, only 30 seconds of stillness, can reset your entire nervous system and bring calm into the day. And how a thoughtful, nourishing breakfast isn't just food, it's fuel for strength, memory, and joy. But here's the most important part: you don't need to do it all at once. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about choosing just one small thing and doing it gently and consistently, and then letting the ripple effect unfold. Maybe tomorrow you'll begin with a glass of warm water. Maybe next week you'll take 5 deep breaths before breakfast. And before long, these won't feel like habits at all. They'll just be you. The way you start your day. The way you take care of yourself. Because here's the truth: you don't need to change your whole life to feel better. You just need to change how you begin each day. And those first few moments, what you do with them, can shape not only your mood, not only your health, but the length and quality of your life. You deserve mornings that feel calm and clear. You deserve a body that feels strong and steady. And you deserve to look forward, not backward, with hope, with pride, and with peace. So, tell me, which of these 5 habits will you try first? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Your experience might inspire someone else who needs that gentle push. And if this video touched you, even just a little, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Health 365. We're building a space where every new sunrise is a chance to live better, feel better, and stay curious, at any age. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are right on time. And tomorrow morning? That's a beautiful place to begin.